Hello, beautiful friends. Welcome back to 365 Days of Love and Miracles with A Course in Miracles. My name is Arlene Geres, and I am so glad that you are here. Please remember to listen right until the very end, because I have a special treat for you. And if you enjoyed today's video, please click like and subscribe down below, because that helps others to find us on YouTube. Today's lesson is lesson number 205. This is our fifth lesson in Review 6 under the umbrella, I am not a body, I am free, for I am still as God created me. This is a review of lesson 185. I want the peace of God. If you would like to close your eyes, I'll read the little prayer. The peace of God is everything I want. The peace of God is my one goal, the aim of all my living here, the end I seek, my purpose and my function and my life, while I abide where I am not at home. I am not a body, I am free, for I am still as God created me. Let's ask ourselves these questions. Is the peace of God truly everything that you want? Is the peace of God your one and only goal? Is the peace of God the only aim of you living here on earth? Is the peace of God the only end that you seek? Is the peace of God your only purpose? Is the peace of God your whole life? I would suggest that you journal these questions. Take an honest look and consider any blocks that you might have to accepting with your whole heart that all you really want is the peace of God. If there is anything that you can think of that you want more than the peace of God, then ask yourself, is it really worth it? Is it worth giving up the peace of God for any amount of money, for career success, for keeping your family happy? Is the peace of God worth trading for any of the ego's false promises? We want to look honestly and closely at this question, because the answer is going to determine our happiness. Let's take a quick look back at lesson 185. To say these words is nothing, but to mean these words is everything. If you could but mean them for just an instant, there would be no further sorrow possible for you in any form, in any place or time. Heaven would be completely given back in full awareness, memory of God entirely restored, the resurrection of all creation fully recognized. Let's talk about it. This lesson asks us to mean these words for just an instant. If we can do just that little tiny bit, heaven would come back to our full awareness. What a glorious promise. Let's read on. Yet compromise alone a dream can bring. Sometimes it takes the form of union, but only the form. The meaning must escape the dream, for compromising is the goal of dreaming. Minds cannot unite in dreams, they merely bargain. And what bargain can give them the peace of God? Illusions come to take his place, and what he means is lost to sleeping minds intent on compromise, each to his gain and another's loss. Let's talk about it. There is no compromise here. There's no dipping our toe in the water. We're either all in or we have nothing. Compromise comes from the world of ego. Compromise comes from illusion. Compromise is dreaming. We're only dreaming if we think that we can compromise on this message. There is no middle ground. We're either living in the world of the ego or we're living in the mind of God. We cannot have both. Let us today devote our practicing to recognizing that we really mean the words we say. We want the peace of God. My suggestion is to really focus on this. If we don't have 100% willingness, then ask God to give us 100% willingness to let go of the goals of this world. This doesn't mean that we don't still continue to do our work and to do it well, but now we work for God. This doesn't mean that we don't manage our money in a responsible way, but we use our money for God and God's goals. This doesn't mean that we don't take good care of our bodies and keep our bodies healthy, but we realize that our bodies are meant to carry God's message to others. I am not a body, I am free, for I am still as God created me. I want the peace of God. Let's take a look back at paragraph 5 of Review 6. We will attempt to get beyond all words and special forms of practicing for this review, for we attempt this time to reach a quickened pace along a shorter path to the serenity and peace of God. We merely close our eyes and then forget all that we thought we knew and understood. For thus is freedom given us from all we did not know and failed to understand. In going back to the previous paragraphs, we are told first to practice the idea as often as possible. Secondly, we are told to do this first thing in the morning, last thing at night, and on the hour. The third thing is that we are to remember this in between our hourly sessions. This is especially helpful when we start to go off track, we start to think about the goals of this world, what we think success is, and to turn these ideas over to God, ask to use them for His goals, for His purpose. The fourth thing is to start and end each session with the central idea. I am not a body, I am free, for I am still as God created me. I want the peace of God. The fifth thing is that we are told to let go of all the clutter in our minds. We do this by staying fully present, being in the moment, practicing mindfulness. Whenever our mind wanders and we start getting back into our egoic way of thinking, come back to the present. One of my favorite times to do this is when I'm doing simple household chores like washing the dishes or making the bed, is to really think about what I'm doing and to be in a mind of absolute gratitude for the opportunity to do these things. The sixth thing that we're asked to do is to let go of our egoic way of thinking. We merely close our eyes and then forget all we thought we knew and understood. I was just talking to someone this morning. They said, this is just way too much. I have been trained to think like a scientist. I can't just let go of everything that I knew and understood. The Course is not telling us to become like babbling children, but it is telling us to let go of what we thought the purpose of all of this was and turn our minds and hearts to living with the mind of God, seeing with the eyes of God, hearing with the ears of God, speaking with the tongue of God, and loving with the heart of God. When we do that, whatever we are doing in our professional life, in our family life, our life in the community, all of that comes into a beautiful alignment. We recognize that all we really want is the peace of God, and we want everyone else to have that too. Just imagine if everyone believed that and truly wanted that with their whole heart. All wars would come to an end. There would be no more violence, no abuse, no children locked up at the border. We would run every single action, every single thought through the lens of, does this bring me peace? Does this bring the other person peace? If you would like to close your eyes, I'll read the little prayer. The peace of God is everything I want. The peace of God is my one goal, the aim of all my living here, the end I seek, my purpose and my function and my life, while I abide where I am not at home. I am not a body, I am free, for I am still as God created me. I am not a body, I am free, for I am still as God created me. I want the peace of God. Thanks so much for listening right until the end. Are you ready for our special treat? This is a mural at the back of the square in Centro in Tonala, and it's a rare thing to be able to see the whole thing because during the day there's lots of vendors set up here, but we're here first thing in the morning so we have a good look at it. It's a beautiful mural. Have a wonderful day, everyone. Gloriously peaceful day, my friend. I love you.